Alright, here we go. Alright. One second, guys. I'm going to let everybody tune in. Alright, everybody. If you guys have ticket requests, you can send them in. Alright. You guys let me know in the comments that you can hear me. Perfect. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to operate this thing right here, so give me just a second. Alright.
See my comment that just come through?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I think it, like, somehow it's almost like there's two different streams going, but one of them is completely black.
What? There's two different streams going.
Voice is still bleeding through on your mic.
1 second, everybody. Hey everybody, I'm just trying to work the OBS studio so that I can get the charts fit screen. Kind of having an issue with this, is new to me, so.
wait, your mic is off. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
Alright, everybody, if you can hear me, let me know. I think I got most of this figured out. This is my first live video, so you'll have to forgive me and latency here. But if you guys want, you can go ahead and start dropping tickers right here in the live chat, and I can go ahead and write those down. So. Perfect. Okay, cool. Alright, just a second. I promise this will be the last time I have to deal with this, so at least that's nice. Learning curves. It's all good. Alright, YouTube. Alright, that's all good. And wow, so 100 subscribers as of just now. Literally. So that's awesome. Candy, yeah, we're going to take a look at Candy. Thank you, I appreciate that. Until the death of me. Yeah. Alright, we're going to start with Candy here. Do Candy first. Give me feedback on my screen if it's a little too blurry, choppy, whatever the case may be. Try and keep things looking clear here. So, oh, also thank you to those who are on TradingView. Same thing there. You guys have definitely. This is my TradingView, obviously. There's been a lot of followers on there, and I really appreciate that. It's been really fun interacting with a lot of y'all. So, QCOM. Yeah, we played QCOM, or a couple of people in the group played QCOM as well. All right. All right. First of all, so with Candy, and right now we're not getting the after hour movement. I'm going to close this right here. Hopefully that will give you guys a better resolution. Does the screen look okay to you guys, or do you think it needs to be a little bit wider? Yes, yes, you can have one put, sir. Only one. Oh, I don't even have... You know what's really hilarious, everybody? I'm on the wrong browser. Alright, thank you. I appreciate your feedback. Alrighty, so first off, with Candy. Doing this, I'm looking at my screen, testing. Okay, TradingView is going bananas. Is my screen moving for you guys? Indicator, caret arrow. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's going away. We're gonna clear this up. Oh, that would help. Okay, I wasn't watching my own stream live. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's get started. So first of all, with earnings, I dropped a video that we had broke out of this pennant, and this had been formed by this crazy run up to 16, and that was with the kind of influx of like the Nikolas and all those other EVs coming in. So a lot of hype coming in, a lot of people trying to grab cheaper stocks, and that's kind of where that craziness went from as well. So also, as we broke out of this triangle, I'm pretty sure somebody was timing this perfectly. We got halted due to their the California news, with them being able to do business in California. Earnings was obviously a fail. They had coronavirus, a bunch of stuff that just affected their sales and profitability. But the fact that they're still so cheap, and they still, like I said, have cars on the ground. Like I've said before, they have cars on the ground. Their technology is in use, and they just got rebate permissions in Texas, and that's why you're seeing a little bit more of more volume, at least. So we broke past this level that I had marked out at 1055. And I mean, I hate to sound so like white, like paper, just plain, but like this is gonna go up. Just to put it that way. From what I can see, the volume has steadily rose like throughout the days, or throughout each day, especially after earnings, and it has not let up. The social sentiment behind Candy has picked up tremendously. I have a few indicators that I use and a couple websites that I utilize to pick up that as well. And what that also does is it runs the 9-day moving average over that over the actual bar graph of volume of social sentiment. So it gives me an idea of how the stock responds when there's a lot of people actually talking about it on the internet. And Candy is one of those where it's picked up on volume. I've seen it trending on StockTwits. My videos for Candy have picked up quite a few more views on TradingView as well. So the whole sentiment behind EVs in general is going to drive Candy up. And I think it's going to, because they're a legitimate company, maybe no offense to any Nikola bag holders, but maybe some people moving over from Nikola. But nonetheless, I think this is a good long-term play. And I'm in option contracts going out till, at the moment, going out till January. And I might even roll those out till March. But Candy is a oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Candy is a good beat for me. They gapped up. We actually took this play. This is a 2-hour flag, and then just a nice gap up already from the after hours. So I'm excited to see what we look like going until tomorrow morning. And if we get a gap up tomorrow morning, you're going to probably look for, with any gap up play, you're going to see like a little bit of a retest. And we'll find our support, and then hopefully continue moving forward depending on what the sentiment is tomorrow. So, all right. Yes, I do think candy for equity. I personally like option contracts. So like one of the things I like to do is like speculative option contract buying. So anything in the March January range, like I'll go out and I'll pick like a relatively cheap price within range that doesn't necessarily have like a ton of volume on it. And yeah, I'll just buy and hold those, and then as things kind of play out, I mean, you hold it just like you would equity. You know, you play downside, you play upside, and then you average down or you add to in order to strengthen your strengthen your position. So, all right. So one of the thing, let's go scroll back up. Intel. So if you're an Intel bull, I don't know. I'm gonna be your best friend. um, From what I could see, and let's go up to the daily. And also not to mention, and you might be able to help me with this as well because I might be missing some information, but I know that Intel has fallen behind as far as deals and not working with certain companies that we all know, and this is obviously hurting them. And you can see in the graph, or in the chart, in the graph. Who am I? But anyway, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll give you both sides of the coin as far as like what could happen. So a lot of times when we cross over this whole ribbon, right? And I can explain what that is a little bit later. But when we cross over this whole indicator, that gives us the opportunity to kind of bounce up, like as if we crossed an SMA or an EMA. So we may cross over and retest and bounce. So just like here with Intel, you know, we had this earnings report that sent them to the gulag, as we say in our chat. And uh, essentially it just bounced around and then kind of, you know, went up and touched its 200 EMA on the daily. And then, of course, the next earnings report came around and Stone Cold Steve Austin Intel. So I think that your best look right now, if we don't manage to, because we've kind of stayed bearish consistently, we very right with the dividends. We had a nice, I guess, you know, like a couple where we made higher highs, a couple days where we made higher highs, and then we tapped this 50-day moving average, and then from there it was, it looks like we could fall back down. But I will note that if you look over here, when we cross this ribbon, you see as we kind of cross, we get closer to that EMA, so you can see the same setup happening here. So if you're looking to exit your position with like less of a loss, that's the what you would need to look for. And then I would say like on the bullish case, like so let's say Intel gets a deal with Space Force or something. I don't know how that would work out or who, not Space Force, but just in general, like what business dealings they could probably acquire or what could help them in the bullish case. Also, can everybody still hear me? Just want to make sure. Just give me a thumbs up. Just I don't want to make sure I'm talking to myself. So if we could cross this and play out the same way we did here, where we get this gap between the hole and the 9 or the 50, and then hopefully maybe we can move up, and who knows? And then so we'll have this gap. And just because like I'm not like a, I guess like a big Intel player, they've kind of like I always knew them as like they not necessarily ran inverse, but you know opposite to like Nvidia and such. So competitor, you know, type stuff. So this would be a potential target to go for if we could, if we could turn things around. And this is the bottom that we found at 43, 40. Looks like 44. If we can stay above that bottom and continue crossing over the hole. We've already tested the 50 twice, I see here. So we're going to have to totally cross through this hole and not break down underneath it or through it in order to see a new some type of turnaround as far as Intel. Is my Intel buddy here? Where'd you go? Robert, is that any other questions with that? Oh, that's really funny. My son's has my live stream up in the living room so I can hear my voice. Okay, so I know we had another one here. If you know anybody who could use a ticker charted and you want to just slap a reshare or just retweet or whatever this video, I'll be on here for a couple hours, so as long as people need me, I'll probably be on here charting away. So next one. Sorry for that diagnosis of Intel, my friend. It's probably how doctors actually feel. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, QCOM with the nice movement. Nice. And this is off earnings, correct? Yep, that's the earnings reaction right there. One second. QCOM, gotcha. Alright, just a second, everybody. Adam, keep me up to date on all things audio, please, if you're around. Okay. So the data is pretty obvious. We look really good after that gap up. It looks like we're holding trend. Right there. Let's go take a look. I always tell people if you're charting on the daily, you need to zoom in. If you're charting on the 5, you need to zoom out. So if you're zoomed in, zoom out. Zoom. All right. So it looks like that is a literal textbook bull trap. So false breakout. Excuse me. That is a false breakout right there. I wish I could. And they brought it right back down to that support that I was talking about, which is kind of on top of that 50-day moving average. But I will say, no, that's not going to be an inverse head and shoulders. Kind of had that inverse, but usually with the inverse head and shoulders, you have it coming off of a downtrend. So zooming in, I will say this sell right here looks a little bit scary. And this is on the 2. Let's go to the 4 really quick. Still breaking through that hole. So I'd say that your next bounce, if we can get one, would be on this 50-day moving average on the 4, so 145.65. So if you're looking to average down, that could be a good spot. The volume is relatively high, but not super duper on that last 4-hour candle. So I think like tomorrow, depending on what the sentiment is, like I said, with the markets, and also where we end up positioning ourselves. Let's see how we moved in after hours. After hours just moved. So, oof. Yeah, so we had on this is in the 5-minute, but we had a 50-day cross of the 200. So if you're looking tomorrow, right? And I don't know what time frame you like to watch, or how exactly you're playing. But if you're looking on the 5, what I like to look for in these situations to for one, see if I'm going to get a bounce, is I'm looking for a rejection, right, of this 50 or this 100-day moving average represented by the purple line. So if this purple line rejects that 200-day moving average and bends up, you're going to see the exact same in reverse, right? So you'll see this 50-day moving average represented by the blue line curl up, and I can actually do art because I am an artist. I am art. That's not what I meant to do, but so you'd see something like this, right? If we get a rejection, so we need to see something like this. I'm sure most people tuning in right now are like, all right, this guy is absolutely nuts. What is he drawing? Alright, so let's change that color so no one is confused. Alright, and then one more time. This 200, which is less sensitive, right? So I'd be looking for something like that. So you'd be looking for a rejection, and obviously this is a child's drawing, so there we go, a little bit better. Okay, so you're looking for this EMA right here on really on any time frame. That's when you're gonna know that you possibly get a chance to bounce off of this support here. But you would want to see that EMA curl up, and this is the time. This is the 5-minute time frame, Adam. But that's if you're playing short term. So if we get here and we get a bounce, that's what you'd be looking for. And you can play that out on any time frame. So let's go take a peek here. So, and funny enough, check that out. See how the 200 on the 15, the 200-day moving average, the EMA right here is right up underneath this support that we already have marked out. So not only is that support, right, going to be a stronger support, you still have the EMA right there as well. And that's actually where we're at now. So what you could get is a wick down, possibly. And it depends, like I said, how we move in after hours or in pre-market. So I'd be looking at pre-market movement. If we gap down and continue to fall past this 200, and it depends on what time frame you're looking at. Because if you look at the 15 and you cross and you go zoom out to the 30, you know, the 200-day moving average is a little bit lower. But if you notice, the 50-day moving average is now exactly almost where the 100-day was on the 4 hours, so, or on the 5 minute, excuse me. This one was the one right before that. I'm not sure, I don't remember, sorry. I forgot. I think that was the 5. I had the 5 minute up, and then I had the 2 hour was the first one I had up. That's right. So the 2 hours. So looking at my whole indicator too, looks like we're flipping red. If you're long on this, I would be looking for a break of 145.60 or yeah 145.70. And if we break that right there, then I would probably look to hedge yourself somehow. If you're in equity, I'd look at put option contracts. And then, you know, you would have this level right here. I'll set this level for you. And that'll be that support, the start of that support there. So 139, and that's not exactly on, it's not magnetized, so it's not exactly to the cent. There we are. So 139.75. So we could very well, instead of breaking up above here, we could stay within this range, right? And if we break below this range, then we'd probably be reversing. But more than likely, it looks, I mean, to be honest with you, it looks like we might see some downside in the next day. Just with the look of this is a bearish engulfing, right? This candle. So more than likely, we'll see a break of that support and might see some downside through the day. All right. And I know we had another one. I have a call on January. Okay. QCOM, Candy, INTC. Guys got any more tickers for me? Awesome. Of course, man. Glad to get help. If y'all have Twitters or anything, yeah, absolutely. Are you ready? Strap yourself in. Neo, huh? It's gonna look like. Wait for the lines to pop up. Yeah, there they are. Alright. Neo. So I got Neo pretty well charted out for the most part. Now, since the initial run up and then the Citron report, a lot of the buyers got, obviously shaken out. I wouldn't even call this shakeout. They got booted. And so right now we're inside of this pennant deal. And we've come up to the very end. And what I'm looking at, some like specific things that I'm going to be looking for are whether or not tomorrow we open up above VWAP. If we open up above VWAP and it's not super drastic gap up, then I imagine that we would see a test of this resistance finally, right? If you want my honest opinion, I think Neo may be actually going to see some downside. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone shut my stream down right now. I'm just kidding. In all honesty, usually when we cross below this whole ribbon, we usually see downside. And those kind of work like EMAs or SMAs as well. It's a custom built rig, but so for what we and both sides of the coin here are going to be if we can gap up over or be on top of VWAP on the lower on any time frame, but be on top of there, go for that test of resistance because we're at the end of this pennant, and I would imagine that we can't. I mean, I'm sure we could, but consolidate much more. Hold on one second. All right. And I'm going off the wicks too, so I'm gonna go off the bot, change this to the bodies. That is the longest line in the world. All right, here we go. Yeah, so pretty well consolidated here. And look at those wicks, right? Yeah, looking at this, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at it right now. Yeah, looking at this, I would imagine that we're going to see some unfortunate downside being underneath that whole indicator. We have been run up. Geez, what has it been a month since Neo's? Look at the month. I guess you could say more, not just a month, but since June. But I mean, even for the price range of being around $16, and then jumping from here, that's a lot. That's a slow motion Kodak moment right there. So I mean, a pullback would probably be necessary anyway. And with the kind of heavier news surrounding Neo, it wouldn't surprise me if we see this. And in fact, if you see, look on the 5 or the 15, our 50-day moving average has creeped back below. And the only good thing I can say is on the 15, we're on top of the VWAP. So what I'd be looking for is a test of this resistance tomorrow. If we get a rejection here, then my bet is that we're going to see some downside. Yeah, so Neo is kind of a sketchy bet right now. Everybody should have just gotten Tesla this morning. Don't doubt Elon. All right, 1 second. Looking at the hourly, just one last tiny look at this. Looking at the hourly, like I said in prior, if we can, because this is where the ribbon is now, is actually where VWAP is on the higher time frame. I think it was the 4 hour. So if we can gap up, like I said, gap up over that, or even just past that tomorrow and break it, there's a good chance that we could at least break out of this pennant. And then what we'd have to do is, and actually, Adam, I don't know if you're looking at this with me. Looking at the daily, I might have to eat my words. I'm live charting this too, so you guys are hearing my thoughts as I would chart something anyway. But so looking at the daily, it looks like Neo's respecting that ribbon, right? So this ribbon could guide it out. Let's go back down to that 4 hour time frame. Okay. Yeah, so I would just look for a break of that support, right? To the downside if we get a rejection to the upside, or if we get a gap down in the morning below that. So workhorse, yeah, I can pop workhorse up on here. Also, last one. Sorry, as I see more as so we could play out as a double bottom here too if we broke out here. Actually, it'd be like 1,000 buys. I wasn't paying attention to these wicks. Good gravy. Man, those buyers are strong. Every single one. Alrighty. I didn't catch workhorse today. But what in the hell is going on here? Am I allowed to say hell on YouTube? Oh man. Look at it go. Yeah, of course. Sorry if it was a little bit confusing. I was live charting it as well. Yeah, if Neo breaks 40, I concur. So with workhorse, Roberto, I actually really I have a case of the bulls right now because I actually really feel that workhorse. If you could see my crazy lines, that other chart is not the only place that I've ever done that before. So we'll get rid of those really quick because I was giving people my other side of the coin. I actually got a lot of people were a little frustrated with my workhorse analysis, but I was trying to give people both sides. But so nice trend line here, broke us right out of this channel, as you can see. And the one thing that I really like about this, and I do really like my whole indicator a lot, as you can see, like even with this thinning of the ribbon here, the stock getting stopped out right there at that ribbon, the top of that ribbon or bottom of it, and then downside, right? So we cross over, kind of like I was talking about on Intel, except for this looks totally different. But we cross over that hole, and then finally we're breaking out. So when I see setups like this, and I actually see more upside on workhorse coming tomorrow more than likely. So what we have here, and I'll go ahead, I'm going to move this resistance, I'll put it back. So if you see right here, and I'm going to also edit this EMA so it's a little thicker. There we go. A little bit easier to see. One second. All right. Perfect. So move that support back down. Perfect. So look at this. EMA cross, blue EMA. That's the 50-day moving average. And then we have the purple 100-day moving average. When this cross happens, right? I love it when it happens on the daily. That if you can catch a daily EMA cross of any kind, down or upside, you're going to get some nice movement and also a clear indication of, like, obviously you want to take a position in downside. Because right here you could have taken workhorse puts right at this crossing, and I mean, like, right there at support you could have TP'd at any time. But so now we have that curl up. The cross is going to happen, right? We have the whole indicator flipping green, and I would like to see it can obviously widen up a little bit. Let's see, look at the MACD flip. That looks nice. Looks like the moving averages are going to go across or crossover. So moving day crossover. So this looks like a really, I'd say this is definitely super bullish, and I like Workhorse to possibly even go and try for this really teeny tiny gap right here between 25.89 and 26.31. So that'll be, and that was the start of its like true breakdown. So yeah, Workhorse looks really good, man. Oh, let me see. Yeah, so I use no. I use the oh god, you forget. This is the 50. The blue is the 50, and then the 100 and the 200. So the 200 represented by the orange, blue represents the 50, purple represents the 100. Calls on 26, you say? Yeah, man. I wouldn't say that going out till December, January, and grabbing some calls for this. This looks good. Also, look at the bounce. See how strong that support is for Workhouse. Different stock. Workhorse. Definitely strong bounce there. So it looks good to me, man. Also looks like it could be like a massive ribbon head and shoulders, but yeah, so what I would suspect happens is we end up riding this 50-day moving average up and out, and then this hole will end up catching up behind it. And then right around here, right, 27, this area, you could get some goofy movement there. So what, Adam? I saw that message retractment. Well, you can watch this video in VR. Oh, it's probably not a good idea. All right, sound pretty good, Roberto? MARA. Ooh. Give me a minute. I'm just checking this out. Head and shoulders right there. Didn't reverse. So what's what is Marathon Patent? What is their deal? Can't say I'm super. Purchases additional 10,000 cryptocurrency miners. I can give you a technical analysis on this, but as far as my knowledge of what exactly they do, I can only assume they run marathons. But outside of that, and also give people patents while they run. Okay, so one cool thing or one good thing I will say, right off the bat, same thing. Hall indicators looking, uh, well, we crossed over, broke out, and now it looks like it's starting to widen here. I'd like to see what happened here on the lower time frame. So a gap up, and then a gap fill, and then a breakdown to this level here. Was a Are cups allowed to have butts? Because this could be a cup and handle, kind of. It looks like it was going to be a double bottom, but it looks awful weird. I still see some continuation with this. I don't know if you can give, if you want to drop some more information as far as like what they do, or if they've had any like relatively big news. This actually, that drop right there, kind of looks like some news related candle or something happened, but with that drastic of a drop, that's kind of like one of those things where we did touch this support. I'm drawing a Tesla breaks, but then what will be the next TP? 503.85. I know, really specific. That's the number that I got earlier. I'll go over that in just a second. As far as Mara is concerned, man, uh, just looking at the technicals, so Hull looks, the volume is incredible, or a lot. There's a lot of volume. And I mean, like, we did get a nice rejection of that support that we have here. The whole indicator is crossing the 200 and widening up. That's a good sign. We're still above both EMAs. And this could, I guess we could bounce here and possibly form, there could be like an ascending triangle type. Not ascending triangle, excuse me. So some deal like this, right? Where we could end up consolidating within this 291 to 345 range, right? So work our way up this support, and then hopefully the breakout range being, the safe entry being that 350, 360 area. But then that early entry being the break of this resistance here that we were brought back down to. So that would, just technical analysis wise, yeah, that'd be my bet right there with Mara. Sorry, sorry, I don't have more to offer on that. I never really played that one, but Tesla. So what if? Yeah, what if, right? What if it breaks 503? Then we're throwing out the moon and we're heading to Mars. Hold on one second. Though I would not doubt at all, like at all, that Tesla will test all-time highs soon. I don't think Tesla bulls are going to take a breakout like this very lightly. So, okay, so let's go back. That makes total sense. What's up, Ray? I did do candy, and I did space as well. Or no, I have not done space yet. I'm about to. I actually did a video on space today. That's what I thought I did. So 515 after that 503 level that I was speaking about, Krishna. That would be where I would be looking for to take profit at that 515 level, and then look for a retest around there. Tesla likes to touch levels, so going up. Let's look at the smaller time frame real quick. Boy, I should have drank a glass of water before I did this. All right, yeah. So definitely, depending on what happens tomorrow, if we get a gap down, I reckon we'll. Let me bring this back up. It always adjusts on these time frames. So 483.50 probably. So 483.50 could be a retest. VWAP is down there at let's see, 475. So if we get through that 513 that I was talking about, or 503, excuse me, 515.15 or 515 flat, any psychological number is you're gonna find resistance, right? Because it's a psychological number. It's any 500 Tesla 500. Just mark my words. You're gonna see some wicks. It's gonna be Wick City up by 500. And once you break past that, different story. But one key note is the rise, obviously, in volume. Now look at through this one thing that could have just kept you out, and you see that line I have there, right? One thing that could have kept you from, because I know a lot of people have been burned and they were tired of this channel trading with Tesla. But look at this breakout volume, right? Obviously, just absolutely insane. But even if you take the median of this, chop this off, and you can do that math. But here, let me get rid of that orange line. But even just take out this breakout median, even just here on the cells too, and then find a median with that. That's right around where we're at now, right? So we're steadily rising. Today was just a massive. I mean, look at those volume. I mean, just one all day, rather than big open all day. Tesla was going bananas. So I don't expect that volume to go anywhere, and I really think that Tesla is going to continue, especially after, most tickers I've found, they may form a chart pattern, but they're not going to necessarily make it to the end of it. Tesla really made it to the end of right when I thought it was going to break, or it might literally tap that I was not expecting to have both a test of resistance and support right here. That was just kind of, did not expect that at all. But Tesla 625 by December 18th. Bold statement there, Adam. Did Eve tell you that? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so yeah, those are the levels I'd have marked out there. All-time high, of course. 500. In fact, let me correct myself. Whenever we get to 500, that's going to be your first level. 503, that possibly. So what you could actually see is a consolidation pattern in between 503 and 500, and then a breakout after that. So when you know, you know. All right, Mr. Tesla man. Alrighty, any more tickers? Throw them at me. DK and G. Oh, Ray. Actually, I did, didn't I? Did I do let me scroll up here. I've done Candy, QCOM, INTC, RNO. Yeah, haven't done those yet. So, alright, let's get into space. If you guys will do me a favor, if you guys have Twitters or anything like that, and you know anybody who would possibly make use of this stream, please do so. I'd I really appreciate it, and I'm sure they would too, because this is free information. So maybe even free money. So cup and handle, right, on space, and pin it. 1 second, bring that down to the body. There we go. Okay. So what happened is I drawing off the wick and then using this as another resistance. You can see it respected that and also respected this previous resistance on the daily as a support. So let's go out there because that looks confusing as hell. Come on, TradingView, get it together. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so anyway, sorry for the delay. So cup and handle, I see space breaking out here. I'm seeing a steady the volume just over the last couple days is starting to pick up a little bit more, but we broke out. I mean, just to say that, just to put it that way, this cup and handle put us out past this final resistance that we had, and so right now I've got the price target of 24.50, and then of course 25 directly after that. Been possibly, I mean, tomorrow if the market pulls back, then we could expect a retest, right? So we could expect either that or some type of flatlining. But as far as the volume's concerned, not flatlining, excuse me, but some type of just daily chop in between the 24 and let's see, 23, 22 level. But if tomorrow, and I haven't looked at futures yet, but if tomorrow, if we can have some bullish sentiment behind us and the market picks up, then we could see space continue this breakout. But to break out of a pattern like this is like like when it breaks out, it breaks out. And so I would expect to see space make it this time. And I think what would really confirm that to me would be that 24.50 break. That would definitely just confirm to me that we are definitely broken out and taking space out till March, right? Taking space out as far as you can. Space is as far as like long-term equity is concerned. I mean, like the evolution of space tourism is only going to get better and more high tech. And so if you're holding for 20 years, space technologies then is going to look different than it does now. So I think it's a really good hold. I think it's a good hold for the next year. I think it's a good hold for the next couple months, possibly if we can continue with the breakout that we've started here. So so 1 second, y'all. All right, what's next? I did do candy space DKNG or D. Actually, you're gonna love DKNG. Did I already do this one? No, I didn't. But still, after I get off live, I'm going to bed. I'm on the West Coast, so when I wake up for the bell, I'm up at like 5 or 4:30. All right. So, really nice setup on DKNG. Which just makes me think of Donkey Kong. But so with this one with DraftKings, the setup that I like is right here, and it's one I like to get in before it actually takes off. And the reason why I like that is because we've got that same EMA setup that I was talking about with the 50-day moving average kind of curling up, right, and rejecting this level that I have set at 41. Looks like 41.50. So rejecting that 41.50, and then right now and you can already see DK. I'm just gonna call it DraftKings. I don't know why I'm trying to abbreviate it. You can see DraftKings is already starting to make moves. The volume's picking up. It's on top of that EMA, or on top of this whole ribbon that I have. So all things are pointing north for on a technical analysis basis, especially if we can get this crossover, right? We get a crossover there, and I can see us moving forward. We're above VWAP, or at least on top of VWAP right now. And one thing that I learned prior is if on the hourly you finish with a green bar above VWAP, it's a good swing. And if you look for calls anyway, so. But anyway, DraftKings is one of those that I think is going to continue to move up as long as the dark winter sentiment stays down. If we continue to get like more warnings about moratoriums and lockdowns and stuff like that, I think we could see a pullback, but I don't think that you're going to see a pullback like a drastic one that's just going to kill DraftKings. I see DraftKings as $100 company when everything is back to normal, maybe even more. I mean, it's a sports betting company and it's legal, so I mean, like, it's going to attract investors who are probably, or possibly even people who just have DraftKings and are betting on sports. I've actually seen a lot of option traders who are coming from sports betting, which I didn't know is actually just like a interesting. I did not know that. Bitcoin mining company based in the USA. I'll get back to that one in a minute. So going forward, price we're gonna be looking for 48.75 was one that I had out. Toothless. Sorry, it's my cat. He actually has teeth. So we're looking for a gap fill here. Really small gap between 54.50 and 55. Looks like 55, probably 50. The number's not rounding, or not on that number. 56, there we go. Okay, 54 and 56, that's a gap right there. But what I'm suspecting could happen, and it could happen tomorrow because of this wick, I think we tapped that resistance, and we could go and see like a wedge formation play out here. If the sentiment behind like if we get a pullback, and that's the bearish case. In the bull case, this whole ribbon keeps doing what it does. The EMAs continue doing what they're doing, and they cross over. You get a break past that 49 or that 48, yeah, 49 level. Break past 49, and then from there you've pretty much got blue skies until you get to the upper level right here, or top resistance of 52.75 as well. So, but yeah, once this whole indicator opens up and these EMAs cross, the volume comes in, DK&G is going to rip. So I wouldn't. It wouldn't be too far-fetched for when we see a relief from COVID, or we see like with that. Okay, so I was going to add this, and if you watch any of my videos, I've added this. I've been talking, my mouth's hella dry right now. But with more vaccine news, with more sentiment as far as like anything biopharmaceutical related that is going to help with COVID treatments, that's going to help DK&G, because anything that helps keep sports, helps keep betting up and open, that's going to help DraftKings space. And you're going to have people who are already just betting on everything. You know, like they're just probably betting on bowling right now. So, I mean, as everything opens up, DraftKings is only going to be expanding. And they opened up, and maybe some say a terrible time or a perfect time, but this could be a perfect time for you to get a good price, because I do see DraftKings in the next couple of years just being like $150 company. So, but that's my take anyway. Mir is a Bitcoin mining company based in the USA. So I'll take one more peek at that real quick. That's not a ticker. That's a ticker. The sentiment has changed on it, for sure. That I like that. That volume. That volume though. Not quite breakout like before, but still really high. Um, yeah, I think that we do. If you saw what I was saying earlier, I think we stay within this pattern here, right? I think we ascend into here, and you can see the wicks already respecting that. Boom. So tomorrow, look for a break of VWAP. I don't know how you would play this. I've never played Marathon, but you can play it short term. You know, in between here, inside of this pattern, off the bounce. Watch for that rejection. I imagine you get another bounce in here, so right around this area. And then if we get a nice strong bounce there, then I would imagine you would see your breakout, or at least a continuation. So I'll do a little bit more research on that. How about that? I'll do a little bit more research tonight, and I'll see if I can't post a video before the end of the night. Because I'm curious now. I own Bitcoin, so not the company, but even though my chat members accuse me of being a market member or a market maker. Alright, 1 second. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to take like literally a split second and grab a drink, so, of water. Alright. Okay, so mRNA looks like we are on top of the whole indicator, which I imagine is probably the 50-day moving average on the daily. Let's see. Okay, so we had a gap up, a gap fill. Let's go find our support. Interesting. What I'm looking for when I'm placing these levels is I'm looking for multiple rejections, right, across the board. You can see it, 1, 2, and then you see we sit up on top of it. Same here, 3, 4. It's a respected level. It's also a whole number, right? Whole numbers are always going to be respected. All right. You know, I would say, looking at this now, tomorrow, and this is, I'm charting this, I don't know what the news is. Way above support. It needs a pullback. Just looking at this now, Moderna needs a pullback. So, let's see. This could have been the pullback that it needed. I'd be looking for a bounce at that level that I have, 88, right? So if we get, let's say 88, 89, if we move down a couple more cents or some cents down to the 88 level and we break it, I would be looking for maybe a last bounce. I don't know if, as long as there's no bad news that I know about or that you know about. And then that 80, let's see. 85. Yep. Yeah, actually, let me go look back. All right. So 85, right underneath that. And then also, I mean, like, look how far, I mean, we're like way underneath here. So I think like what we'll see is possibly tomorrow, and I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but as far as like gap down, gap up, but tomorrow we may see a meeting of the EMAs and the price meet right here, somewhere in this range, and then you get a bounce. So we'll see how that plays out. Never really played Myrna. All right. Okay. All right. So, what book would you recommend for learning all this you know? Ooh. um. So if you want me to be honest with you, I didn't necessarily like. I obviously read books, and if you want to message me on, you can message me on any platform. Simple Stacks on IG. You can send us a message there, and we may be able to send you a book for you to. And also, maybe we can, if you want, you can talk to us or talk to one of us. Oh yes, that's Manny. Thank you, my boy. I didn't know you were still lurking in there. Um, all right. Sorry, my cat's meowing. All right. So, how to day trade for a living? Yeah. If shh. I was like, why'd you delete that? Yeah. So, Roberto, if you want to shoot us a message on Instagram, we can also talk to you and see where you're at with things, and that could help as well. So. Because if you're like a beginner or something like that, then all right. So yeah. I mean, this is what you're hearing not now, man. Is experience. And like he says, with time and everything else, you kind of. I recommend to anybody, whether you're it doesn't matter where you're at, but find a group, find it not a paid. It doesn't matter how or where, but find educators, right? Find people who are willing to educate you or at least talk to you, because you gotta always also remember sometimes you gotta fall back to just what it means to be a human and to interact with one another. And those things are super important in our learning processes. So when you have another voice there, kind of help work you through things. When you have questions, look for those type of things while in tandem reading these books and stuff like that. It can help a lot to have some sort of mentor or some sort of guidance there. So even if it's just following people like this on YouTube or watching videos wherever you can find them. So screen time, yep. Also paper trading, practice. That's AKA practice. Those are going to be really really important. So how'd you find us? Just stumbled or? I'm going to try and do this again tonight. So if you guys like this video or dug it and you want to give it a reshare once, just or share this link wherever you feel like it could be of use. That way, anybody else looking to get some guidance on these things or just get a second opinion, honestly. Oh, that's great. I'm glad. We're going to make a channel with a guide to play spy puts. Yeah, I'm actually like just to play patience. Like today, I after withdrawing money from my Robinhood a couple weeks back. You know, I left like $2 in there or something like that. And so I was like, you know, well, what can I do with $2? So I bought Bitcoin, made like 20 cents off of that. And then today I bought a space, some fractional shares, and I actually found a space out of the money contract for $1. And I bought it at the Bell, made $4. And so it's like, it's kind of fun to problem solve, but you have to like almost like, especially like, and that's why we and I speak for my group, and I myself recommend, like, if you have a large account and you're new to trading, stay with your small account, like, or do a small trade in tandem. Have that small account there. You're gonna need those problems, that like sense of needing to problem solve. That's where your learning area is gonna be. You know, like I feel like a lot of times somebody coming in with $500 may learn more important lessons faster. You know what I mean? Than somebody who's just coming in and YOLOing. So. All right. Any more tickers out there, guys? D and K. I looked at that today. Doink. Shit. What is this? What does it mean? Tiger Global. I like Asian food. That's good. Holdings. Yeah, for sure. We'll check out Fastly. Manny Alonso. JCAA. It looks like an aeronautical company. Are you a jet pilot? Pretty sure I saw it on the side of a jet. I actually have some headphones, some jet fighter headphones this guy sent me. Sick. Yes, you are. Oh, get out of there. I'm going to draw off that high wick right there. So you broke downtrend. That's good. I don't know what this company is, but you break downtrend. I'll read that later. Broke those EMAs. This looks algo traded. Oh, I just saw a message retracted. Okay. Not that bad. No, not as bad as I thought. Alright. Well, you have an EMA cross there. That's a good sign. But that, I mean, like, that obviously already happened. The VWAP. Looks like we crossed VWAP as well. Looks like it's good for continuation. Move past 475 with some confidence and get past that 5, looks like 505 level. Maybe that wick of 538, but still looks bullish as far as looking at the time, like the lower time frame. Let's look at the 45 real quick. Ah, oh yes. Yeah, D and K looks good. I like this. This is my favorite setup. You will never hear me complain about this. Yeah, just look for a break past this. Maybe 5. 5 is a good entry. You could enter tentatively and kind of leg your way in. And then when you get to that 5 level, get in, and then after you cross this wick, whatever that's at, 535, you can enter your final position right there. And then, so what you're going to see is you're going to see this EMA cross, right? That's going to be your, that's already happened. So when this, right before, so right around here where this EMA, it should be right around here, you'll get about 2, and this is on the 45 minute, you'll get a pullback, right? Right before that EMA crosses, always. So right when you get that pullback, that'll be your second re-entry. Right before that EMA cross, and look on that 45, and so like that's, you can choose your entry on like the platform, like the certain time frame that you're looking at. So if you're looking at the 45 minute, like wait for your setup to finish playing out on that time frame. Let's see. Ooh, 1 hour looks amazing. Nice catch. D&K looks pretty good. I'd say your top overhead right there, somewhere in the $6 range. EMA cross. That's going to be big. Yeah, of course. I want to pronounce your name, but I know I'm going to mess it up. So I'm about as white bread as it gets. Sorry. I can't. My Okpara? Yeah, I didn't mean to roll that, but Okpara? Okpara. Oh, God. It's worse when I try. It gets worse. Yeah, Garrett, you can pronounce that. Flag action there. Yeah, it looks good for continuation, man. I like it. I'd like to see that EMA cross. So watch the EMAs. If you're on Trading View, right? Go to Data Window. Go look at where your EMAs are at. Yeah. Then you can actually see. Okay, cool. Now my 20 day. Oh, you know what, Tank? I've been saying 50. This is my 20 and my 50. Ugh. Sorry, guys. So my 20, right? It's gonna cross over. You can actually watch the price rather than the actual chart. Wait for that to cross over, and then that should be your first big push. But D&K looks pretty good, man. Okay, Fastly. All right. Said 85 what? All right. Sorry about that. Fastly. So that's looking really, really nice. Let's see. So yeah, EMA cross on this hourly time frame. I actually had a level set there already at 77.45. So looks like the 50-day moving, or yeah, 50-day EMA is going to cross the 200. Vastly looks nice. If we reject that EMA, right? If we reject that EMA, then what we're going to see is a double top, possibly, and then a consolidation on top of that pattern. That's what I would be looking for there. So let's go zoom out. Let's check out the 3 hour. And those of you watching on YouTube, just drop a link or drop a ticker that you need me to do, and I'll check it out. Move Fastly looks good. I could, yeah, Fastly out till let's see, January or March could end up being a really nice play here. I'd say the $90 strike is nice. Would be a perfect contract. All right. Yeah, I'm looking for a crossover there. See the crossover, and then and this is on the 3 hours. So let's go to the daily. If we have a crossover possibly happening there, no, we bounced off the 200 EMA there. Okay, this looks really nice. So yeah, go down on that lower time frame. Already have an EMA crossing happening here. It looks really nice. I'm going to mark that out, right? Just give my idea of what that looks like on the lower time frame. So go look at the 4. Alright, so yeah, right here in this 4 hour, nice looks right here. We have, oops, let's get rid of that. So right here we got crossover coming with the 20-day moving over the 50-day. And then we have, if we can get that 20-day to cross the 200, then I think we'll see the rest of the substantial movement. If we do not, right, and Fastly is going to continue on this downtrend, then more than likely we'll see. I don't think we'll see a downtrend from here, especially with the whole indicator right below it the way it is. It looks really good long, so. All right, any more tickers for those of you on YouTube? All right, send me your tickers. Sorry, 1 second, y'all. Alright, perfect. Alright, so what's the next one? Apple, gotcha. So Apple's a hot mess, first of all. Alright, so this is on the higher time frame. So I have a bunch of micro levels set. Okay, so those of you tuning in on Instagram, if you want, we are on YouTube as well. You can go and request a ticker if you want me to chart it. Simple Stacks Investments. So let's go ahead and clear this mess out real quick. Sorry about that, a little bit of delay. Okay, so we'll start from the beginning because I've been charting this for a while. So if we take a step out, you see the pennant that we formed running up off of split. Then we split, literally it felt like in half, and we fell down to this new support, and we've been bouncing in here. My first entry was here, right? And that was just off the bounce of support. Sorry about that. But that was just off the bounce of support here. And so if we get that, I was figuring that with this bounce of support, we'd either see a rejection, and I actually thought we'd been pulled back into this into this pennant, but we had not. We ended up breaking out, and then so right now we're actually in this like ascending triangle type thing, and then we broke out to the downside right here. Let me adjust my camera. Sorry about that. Yeah. So anyway, broke out of this little consolidation we had going under here. 121 was the pressure, right? 121 was not something that Apple wanted to break at all. And so looking at this now, and after watching, one thing I'm going to show you guys, I want you to take note of, is the volume, right? So let's zoom out. Let's go take a peek at the day's volumes. So look, we'll go all over this line to the open. So if we zoom back, oh, let me move that again. There we go. Look how low that volume is. Just in comparison, right? That's not a lot of volume, and so the movement has kind of represented that so far. And today, when SPY broke broke support, and we fell down to this 117 or 118 level, I personally am starting to think we could end up having an inverse head and shoulders, with the shoulder being here, the head here, but it's so sloppy, and I'm not really sure if we're gonna see a bounce necessarily at this 118. I'm looking forward to seeing how we open up, because if we open up below this 118 level, then I imagine tomorrow, if it's a drastic gap down and we see something like 117.50, then I think we'll see a gap fill strategy opportunity there. And so I'd definitely be watching that for that. But I don't think we're going to lose the 200 is what I'm getting at. At 117.32, I would imagine that we hold above there and at least let Apple have another chance to try at this consolidation. Otherwise, or try for this 121 level. Otherwise, I think we break this 200 support, and we could end up going back down and using that prior resistance as support. So Andrew Fangmeyer retracted his message. I bet it said June. Okay. Fuel cell. Yo, I feel like I did a fuel cell. I actually called fuel cell this morning. It was one of the signals I called out on my live. And it's a ripped. Yeah. So fuel cell looks great, man. Let's start here on the daily. One second. That's what I was looking at. We just barely took off, right? From being all of these EMAs being pretty much at the same level, period. So these EMAs just taking off, volume really large, right? The largest of all time. Just kidding. The hugest. Okay, so look at the volume on this one, 231 million. That's substantial, for sure. Wow. Okay, so let's go down to the lower time frame. Let's look at the two. Wow. So clearly have a little ascending triangle popping up here. Looking pretty good. I like fuel cell already, man. Off the low. Keep in mind, right, that these triangles can extend themselves. Okay, so as long as we don't make a lower low, right, we could end up just making an bouncing and extending. But this looks really nice. This looks really good for some continuation. Let's move that up. Look at that. Boom. flagging. So I nice if you're in fuel cell already, tourist. It's a good look right now. 231 million in volume, right? That's insanity. Um, Hold on a second. See how you have to adjust your lines on the lower time frames? Drives me nuts. Oh well. Anyway, fuel cell looks good. I like it for continuation. So sorry. Sure, yeah. I'd take a. I'd take fuel cell above. I'd honestly get in fuel cell tomorrow at the bell, depending on how what we look like with the. I mean, this could end up being a long term equity play as well, but I'm gonna do some more research on it as far as like D and D or DD is concerned, like on what the actual company does. Just technical analysis wise, it looks really good this morning. All right, so let's see what else we got going. Drop the next ones for me. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. Appreciate you guys for dropping in. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I almost just fell out of my chair. That would have been entertaining. Alrighty, everybody. Okay. Lockheed Martin. Yeah, if you guys know anybody else who might want a ticker dropped, let them know. Send them this video or this link. Drop it on StockTwits. Alright. Ugh. Ew. Is that the pre-COVID dump, I'm imagining? Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys. You could play this as a channel play, Adam. Possibly that resistance break, that line that you see right there, the yellow one. Yeah, Roberto, we have an Instagram and all sorts of other places we post information, so feel free to follow us on those platforms as well, man. Glad you found us, man. I don't when I trade. That's accurate. It's supposed to happen. It says that on. It should actually give you a disclaimer when you purchase the contract. You may hear X, Y, and Z. All right. Break that resistance so you can play it up to 502. Right. Otherwise than that, it's underneath the. It's on top of the hole. I think you're gonna break here. I think you're gonna get the EMA across. Right now, I can't tell you where you're gonna go from there because clearly there's no justification for them to get back to where they were because it looks like they were already on a kind of a freaking tear. You know what I mean? Gapping up. All time high. Oh, excuse me. High there pre-COVID. So awesome. Great talking to you, man. Manny down in there in the comments. Make sure you guys follow him. He's an amazing trader. As far as like I got technical analysis, bounce spots like that. He reads the candle, right? So like he's reading the tape. He's a great scalper. Quick money, the 10-minute workday type of mentality. Where we all kind of have different trading styles, but he's definitely somebody to get in contact with to kind of get in a different. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you. A different perspective on trading and such. So I really appreciate you guys coming in and tuning in. It's awesome. Next tickers, anybody? I think I might go share this on StockTwits real quick, see if anybody's in. Alright. One second, guys. Sorry. Alright. Drop your next ones for me. You guys have any more? Manny's on PLTR is going to the moon, tourist. I do think that yes, to answer your question, Adam, I do think that Lockheed Martin will make its way back up to that channel. Earnings is over, and everyone knows earnings is doo doo. So, I mean, they can try and keep it down there and consolidate it. Right here, you see, like this could end up being um, a descending wedge, I think, or descending triangle. So if we get this chop, that could be the chop that ends up like kind of consolidating us until we get COVID news or something sends us up to the top. But no, the whole indicator looks like it's going to flip green. The EMAs look like they're turning up. And so if we can break this resistance in any capacity, I think that we'll run up here. I don't think we'll break it. If we do, we'll see something like that. I trade daily on my Discord, but I do try. I have a StockTwits Trading View. If you follow me on Trading View, it's Simple Stacks, just a Simple Stacks, and you can. I post all of my ideas as much as I can. Actually, I was gonna say as much as I can, pretty like all the time. So. Um, Look at it right up. Yeah, yeah, agreed. Good point, Thing. Yeah, that previous dip. In fact, Fang, if you are Andrew Fangmeyer, whom I don't know, if you, no, I'm just kidding, that's my buddy. Actually, nice point. So look at this. So to add to what you just said, there is support right here that almost has a wedge kind of forming already. But all in all, I think Lockheed Martin is kept in this channel for good reason. They're not going to let it go down. Yeah, I did see that, but the thing about inverse head and shoulders is they usually come from downtrends and they're trend reversal. So like there's no trend here, you know, it's just like flat. But it is. I mean, I guess you could say like in certain sections. Sorry, one second. Sorry guys, just tagging. LTR. Alright. Alright, so let's get back to that. Okay. And to answer your question, I will be trying to do this as much as possible. Yes, I would like to be doing this possibly every other day or every day, depending on my time schedule. So I'm in Oregon right now, working on moving my way back to Georgia. So with that being said, I have a lot of other stuff. But once I get settled there, this will definitely and more than likely be a nightly occurrence. Alright, but let's see, PLTR. Glad I could be of service. That's awesome. Okay, so I believe they got news after hours. Someone can post that down there, Manny or anybody else. Contract with Space Force. Was that what something space related? Space Force. If that's true, I'm gonna go see. We can see our news here. Gets prototype contract. Yep. So let's take a quick peek. To support network design, experimentation set of terminology termed Gotham software. That sounds a little dark. It will be integrated with the Army's latest mission command software application. Let's see a big pump of that. Yeah, so with PLTR, kind of hard to chart on the daily because it's just straight line up. Sorry, I have to stare at it for a minute. Holy chop, man. Looks like it wanted to sell off here. Oh, earnings. Got it. What the hell? Jesus. Really, no dollar amount. That's like Maxar. Maxar, you don't get to know all of the dollar amounts with them. Huh. So looking at this, it looks like we're pinched on the hourly underneath VWAP and in the whole indicator. So there's no real direct. There's a either or. I'm not. I would be willing to say with that news related, it'll send us. We should gap up on that news, but I would definitely keep watch. And if we do not gap up over this high, 1925, 1920. Then I think we'll gap up right underneath 19, at least above VWAP, and give it a chance to break out there. Volume looks really great. Let's go zoom back. Look at the volume, reminiscent of pre-breakout. Look at this. See that? That's what I like to see. Okay, that's good. PLTR looks really nice. That makes total sense. Yeah. Okay. Any more tickers? Drop them in the comment section, and I'll get to them. Before I need to go eat a little bit of food. I'm on the West Coast, so I know it's 7:10 there on the East Coast right now. Ouch. Alright, sorry, just picking something out really quick. Alright. I got no information on June. Yeah. I think June got delisted. Yeah, but I think she tested her feet in a couple different markets. Okay, so I mean, Starbucks looks really nice. It held up against the SPY dump. It kept its pre-market lows. I would imagine that if SPY, like I said, if we don't see some severe or heavy downside, I would expect to see Starbucks maintain this level and continue. I think what is the price target? Forgot what it was. I also saw this article the other day, but that's a 90-day insider. Yeah, sales tax sale interrupting 90-day buy trend. So it's like the first break, but that's just nice to know that you have a 90-day buying trend. So to me, I think Starbucks is a buy no matter what, but as long as the market's moving up. So if you feel confident in the market moving up, then Starbucks will move. It's one of those like social stocks that people will pick up on and just buy because it's there. It's actually, if you go look at like not Snapchat, but Cash App. If you go look at Cash App, you can actually see it's what Coke, Tesla, and like Starbucks are all like the first stocks that you can buy. So, all right. Cup in hand, cup right there. Ford looks great. Look at that. And it's gap filling. That's also something to keep in mind. I didn't mean to draw that. That's an unsolicited line there. Gap here. Yeah, we just finished the gap. So, wow, look at that. Perfect timing on Ford. So Ford filled its gap today. Okay, and we had an EMA cross on the daily. Volume looks good compared to this lull kind of we had here. Looks like we're picking back up. It looks like, so I'm reading these side articles as well. Interesting, okay. Yeah, so if we filled this gap on the daily, right, then, I mean, the next thing we have is the high. So 9, hold on, 957, 958, we call it 955. 955 is probably the level we're going to see here on Ford. So I don't trade Ford very often. Alright, real quick. Maybe I'll just go down my list of my stuff real quick. So, nice. Yeah, so with GRWG, we're heading off to new all-time highs, and I had a fib line run off of that. Had us at 3150, 3141 area. And that's kind of the price target I'm looking at to see like our first perhaps pullback. But like the one thing that's worrying me right now, and the MACD is picking up. Like look at the MACD right here. We don't have we're still climbing on the MACD as well. We still have quite a bit to go. And then in comparison to the volume, look at the volume there compared to here. So I'd like to see a spike in volume. We had a nice volume spike here, but nothing compared to these previous volume spikes on the previous breakout. So, yes, I'll do it again. Wait, maybe I didn't. Gotcha. Alright, PLTR. I just covered them. They got a contract with the old military, right? So we're not going to know what and how much and why and who and what and where and when. But we, I think like the contracts probably, just the news alone should send us, as far as momentum is concerned, should send us up above this 19 and then 1925. And that'll be 19 would be your entry, and then 1925 you could leg in heavier or take profit depending on if we get like a trap or a false breakout or something like that. But looking at PLTR with the news and the volume in tandem, I think that PLTR is going to continue to see upside. I think tomorrow is going to be a really strong day, especially if we go and take a step out, right? And we go take a look at the volume. Look at the volume rise. So, yeah, we got that one. Or wait, hold on a second. That's not even the volume. That's a candlestick inside of my volume. So anyway, right here. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of volume. Let's go see how much of that is. 338 million right now. 116. And then 89 yet. So I like PLTR for continuation. I'd be looking for that tomorrow. I'd imagine we're going to see a gap up off the news, and then possibly a little retest, and then depending on the market conditions, maybe even continuation from there. So. Yeah, there is, but I think that this selling pressure might get, I think we might see it dissipate with this news. You always want, I mean, like, you know, buy the news, sell, or buy the rumor, sell the news, but this is like surprise news that nobody knew about, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like Kodak is releasing the vaccines, you know, kind of news, so. Alright. What's next, y'all? Alright. Thanks, Adam. Alrighty. Alright, guys. Sure. Check out MU. Oh, MU. What the heck? Oh. Ho 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 ho. MU's looking spicy. Setting out for. Are we all time highs? Nope. Good God, Micron was at $97. Alright. Well, if it's not going to take off now and run up to at least new highs, this looks good. Here, let's go look at the one. Let's look at 3. So we got a nice EMA across there. The 1. Bounce right there. Okay, so that line I just drew, but way back over. You saw I just drew that line though, way back on the monthly, and then you see where we reject. So it looks like MU is going to need to get past 62.15, right? Could see a pullback to the 50. So let's go pull up our infographic. Yeah, so 59.52. Could see a pullback there. And you also could see a wick, right? So like let's say we open up and we've gapped down tomorrow. You could see like a wick in pre-market where we tap that, and then at market open we jump back up for a retest. But and also, well, no, we'd still be above that pre-market 59. Let's see. Okay, well, never mind. So on the 15-minute, I got a triple top. So 1, 2, or wait. Yeah, that's a triple top, I think, or it kind of looks like a mini head and shoulders, doesn't it? You know what this actually looks like? That looks like Neo when it broke out. Interesting. So it looks like we're gonna go and retest, and see a pullback. We could even just retest pre-market lows. So maybe 59 or 58, 59, or 98, excuse me, or just 59. We could test that. Look at the volume right there. That looks really nice. Holy crap. That's a 15-minute candle too. I see downside from here. I see both EMAs have crossed VWAP, the whole across VWAP. I think we're going to get downside. The first, if you're looking to play Micron on the downside, it's fine, Trading View. I didn't want to do this. There you go. So 60, 25. You could enter puts there. And then look at this. Check this out. See where the pre-market low is? And then it's right there with that EMA. So if we, that'd probably be where we get our bounce. If we break that, obviously, you know, that would be another entry for puts, but or for downside. And then possibly a bounce from there. But I don't know if we're going to get all the way down there. This is only on the 15-minute that we're showing this, so it could just be some profit taking. Because that's a large gap up on MU. What the hell is even that? HDS chill. Oh, this is that. I think Home Depot is conceited as hell. Y'all go buy a company called HDS. That's funny. Robert, I don't know what the hell this is. Looks like a gap up, man. It looks like I would be looking. So what you would be looking for here, right, is you would go and look at what price Home Depot is going to buy them at. If they're going to, like, if the deal has already gone through, then if this is the price they bought them at, etc., etc. If they haven't, then go look at the prices that could speculatively, right? That a lot of times you'll go see like different price ranges that like have been discussed for certain percentages or certain deals. So like that's one thing that I look into. But as far as this is concerned, and like I said, I'm not really sure. Oh, Maxar? Hell yeah, I'll do Maxar. Sorry, excuse me. I love Maxar. Yeah, so I don't really know what to say about this one. HDS is just, it's going to sit there like Dunkin' Donuts did. Dunkin' Donuts just sit up there, or just sat up there for a hot minute. Alright, so let's do Maxar now. Yeah. I would stay away from that one, man. Alright, so I'll give you a little replay on Maxar here. So our group played this in our Discord group, and I signaled this probably, actually you can see where I did bottom buy. That's where I signaled Maxar anyway. And the reason why, if you probably already know, we're sitting up against this downtrend. And I was ignoring this pre-market deal here, but yeah, rolling down this downtrend, broke past the downtrend really nicely, and then we also had a gap, right? And so what I was thinking is that if we were able to even break the downtrend, that the first thing that would be like the first, you know, we'd have this 50-day moving average. If we could break over the 50-day moving average, that would send us up through the gap, right? Over the whole indicator, which is right here as well, and then up to this resistance that I wanted it to hit. And it did. And it's got a almost spinning top, but it looks to be a doji. I don't have my glasses on right now, but I can't see that far. 1 second. I could probably zoom in. So anyway, what I'm looking for with MaxR, because we have a lot of room to run. And as you can see, if we take a trip back, going on a trip, right here, we're kind of in this channel here. I could set a standard deviation channel on it right there, but I didn't want to cloud everything up. So what we have with that, so the way this works is when you have an angle of deviation, the angle of deviation is going to give you a prospective price target, right? So you're going to have this, and just pretend with me. This is going to be your top line of deviation. This is going to be your bottom line of deviation. So the angle, and you can do that. You could do this on a piece of paper and do the math. But if this angle of deviation is running up in, let's say, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, you can figure out, like, because I can't actually see up there, but you can figure out where that might run if we stayed inside of this deviation channel. So right now we have a strong bounce off the bottom deviation, and then what I'm hoping to be is, because we have so much space in between the top of that 33 to 32, somewhere in there, but it depends on how we run. So if we end up we need to get past 2840, 2830, somewhere in there. We need to gap up or move up past that. If we can move up past that level right there, obviously you guys can tell that I play this because there's no hesitation. But yeah, so we gap up over there. Then I think the next target, obviously, we got this high, 31. And I will say, anytime we get in the 30 area, Maxar has trouble, but you can see that it's the deviation, standard deviation line, or just this line in general, that sends us, and this is actually kind of like a head and shoulders deal right there. So breakdown, and so I'd like to see above that 2850 line, and with some volume like we had this morning, yeah, or not this morning. Well, actually, we did have relatively good volume this morning, but some relatively higher volume. So here's kind of like the medium that I like to see. So we could say this candlestick, how many people we got in there? And I'm right now I'm making working on scanners, or working with people on scanners, where it'll set a line right across the median where you can see a lot of them are touching. And so anytime something crosses that line, automatically get an alert. Because look at the volume correspondence with breakouts. So that's what I'm looking for, obviously. Volume, a good analogy I heard was, volume is, like your throwing or your hitting strength, your batting strength. So, it depends on how much volume you have is how far that ball is going to go. So, or that price is going to go. So. But Maxar above 2850, you could say 2859, 2860. That's going to be your safe re-entry, and then right up around this red line of 3325, right? That's going to be my first trim level, and then anything above that, I'll be watching to keep your closer eye on that. So. 2%. Let's check it out. Nah, I don't think so. Am I not getting post-market data? If you don't mind, actually, you know what? I might be able to see it on my chart. No, I don't expect that to affect us. Because if you go look at where that price is at, that price is at the open of the day before earnings. It's at the open of that candle that broke resistance. So we're still sitting in a really good spot for continuation. I wouldn't be scared of anything right there. You can even draw a support line if you wanted to off that bounce there. You can still see we're okay. If we do see downside, I don't think we'd see anything crazy. Probably, if anything, even though that's not really a cup, you could see some consolidation on the side of that until we can break past 2860. So Yes, yeah, around 26 would be a good entry. And then depending on what exactly you're looking for as far as um, options or equity. Shout out to thank you guys, all of you people who have followed me in the last few minutes of this video. I appreciate that. 107 subscribers. I started this video with 98 or 97, excuse me. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah, of course. Oh, hold on a second. You said 26 would be a good entry? I got you. Okay, so if we see downside and we break 27, which is 200 EMA, then maybe. If we break that, then maybe, yeah, 26. Uh, but yeah, 2860 would be my for the upside. Have a good night, Roberto. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. All right, I'm going to take a quick 1 second break. Yeah, if we break it. I'm giving you the up and the downside, so, just in case both happen. Because, like I said, right now, Maxar is a little bit volatile, so who knows. Um, by the markets? Uh-uh. Not necessarily, no. It's a market-wide thing, but it is volatile. Like, kind of like you'll just be upticking, and then someone just placed an order for everything. Yeah, the general market will pull it down. SPY, not necessarily. But all right, if you guys have a moment and you guys want to reshare this or send this to somebody who might, I'm gonna wrap things up. If there's no more tickers, I'm gonna take a quick 1 minute break, grab some water, and I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Appen Corporation. Nice steady uptrend here. Last 2 days. Let's go to Oh shit. Apparently they had a good earnings. Interesting. Okay. So looking at this on the 1 hour. Oh my god, look at the buy volume. Look at the volume right there. Just on that one candle. That is an inverted head and shoulders right there. Man, this is new? Gotcha. Okay. I don't know much about this company, so I don't know. I can't tell you like the sentiment behind it, even though obviously bulling. But you're riding up the 50-day, 20-day EMA right now, and it looks like you're going to get a pullback and a retest of 109.50 from that high of 118. So from there, usually when you get a pullback like that, and that's an engulfment, right? So you're going to get a trend reversal. So you also could get some type of consolidation pattern somewhere in this area here in this price range. So I'd be looking for, I can't lie to you, that's a goofy looking womp. It's like it had to go do a EMA cross in order to get itself out of there. Bull flag right there, breakup of the hole. So what I'd be looking for is a nice pullback, possibly. Sorry, I got a delivery. Yeah, so I'd be looking for that. I'd be looking for a pullback, first of all, to this top of this hole at 109.50, and then below that at the 20-day EMA would be a nice pullback. If you go look, we have a pullback around that same price range. We go from 98 to 90, so from here we have 117. You know, a good healthy pullback could be somewhere within this range, 109. So I would look for a retest on the, this is the 2 hour, mind you. Go to the 4 really quickly. Yeah, we crossed VWAP going down as well. So let's see. Yeah, I'd say a pullback around here to this support, 106, somewhere in this range, and we might see a bounce. Anywhere below that 106, probably going to see a test of this EMA at 100. So I'm not really sure as far as Mitchell. I'm not really sure about APBN, like who or what they are. So I can't really correlate that to my technical analysis. If you have more info on them and you want to DM those to me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, or if you don't have to join, but if you want to hop in our Discord, I'd be happy to share some info and then see how that correlates to the chart. So maybe give you a better long-term price range as far as that's concerned. And then, so Tourist, Lee is a company I've been playing for a while. I wish I could tell you why they have a pendant on them right now, but and that's because we are either, it's like the EMAs needed to catch up, but we are either going to break out really, really strongly or we're going to get a significant pullback. And I honestly think that Neo is also going to be, I think, yeah, I have done candy. I've done a couple different candy videos today. if you want to watch those, if you have any more questions after those videos, please, like, I don't mind at all. Or if you just have a quick question I can answer right now, I have no problem. Candy is going to the moon, so just get on, at least for the next week. I signaled Candy today and for a swing. Um, that and see, day before yesterday, I signaled Candy, Blink, and a couple other EV related. The Blink one, you could have bought a $15 contract. We had somebody. He actually isn't even in our group quite yet, but he bought a $15 contract for Blink and he cashed it out at 240 today, or it was like 230 or something like that. And I was like, whew, that's the kind of gains I'm looking for. So Lee Auto, anyway, Pennant, 4-hour Pennant. Let's take a peek there. Draw trends. Nice trend. Wait, what the hell are you doing over there, Garrett? What's this? I'm just making shit up. Okay, so am I allowed to say bad words on YouTube? Peyton? Oh, me neither. Life of a rising YouTube star. I'm just kidding. Got 100 followers. Can't say nothing to me anymore. Nah, I'm just kidding. I appreciate you guys. Alright, so I like that. I like consolidation on the top of these formations. Okay, so consolidation's good. So what I would be waiting for is for it to find a support to launch. So this right here, check this out. This is where this candle closed here yet the other day, or on that uptick before earnings. So, and if you actually, and we're gonna snap over, we're gonna go look at Neo. Lee has more of a bull case, possibly. Neo just got like wrecked. So I mean, like, there's just like a lot of fallout happening. But if you look at Neo on the same time frame, you'll see I have the same thing charted out. Check that out. Now we're getting more now, and if I pull my wicks down, or if I pull these down to the wicks, you can see we're still consolidating kind of similarly. I know how to work or speak. But Lee looks a little bit better. I think Lee has the EMAs and the Hull indicator sitting below it as acting supports. And so what you're going to get is this. What's going to happen is this is going to be your magic area. This is going to be your specials money zone. Right there. Special money zone. Right there. Climb in. So what is going to happen is these EMAs are going to push and cram the price right underneath resistance and forcing it to make a move on either that being under VWAP. So that's if we gap down, right? Or if we continue consolidating down. If we don't and we can just gap up over resistance, then expect a pullback right around this zone, not in it but around it, and then possibly take off from there. So just long candy. Buy candy cars. Buy candy. If they have candy shaped candy, I would buy that too. No, I'll give you a quick brush up really quickly since you guys are here. So candy broke previous highs, right? These were going to be some serious highs that we needed to break. Broke those. And so right now we're looking at, we have the close of one of these candles, just trust me, at 12. And so we tapped 12.10 and we pulled back underneath. So what I'm expecting tomorrow, gap up, 12.50. I actually made a YouTube on this, you can actually probably see it. I actually made a candy video about the price target for candy. You can right there, candy, whatever. But yeah, I that's the target that I have right now. So I'm expecting 12.50 to get hit tomorrow. If we break 12.50, then I'm honestly taking contracts out to March, or excuse me, January, and I'm going to be grabbing the 16, 15, $14 strikes alongside what I already have because I really loaded up. So Candy that we're getting. What I'm thinking, this is all speculative, but what I'm thinking is a lot of these other EV investors, right? Candy's safer, and I just mean it's cheaper, right? So it's you're not putting it into something like, I mean, God, how many EVs have we been burned by this year? In fact, at the end of the year, I'm gonna have an EV counseling class on YouTube. So anybody who got burned by EVs, Nicola, Neo, shit, I might host that right now. Just kidding. All right, so yeah, break above 1250, and I think you're going to see some strong continuation from Candy. Has anyone mentioned Beyond? Not in real life, but just now, like the actual product. No, but I do have a chart for you. That's not a chart. That's a line that went ape. Oh, oh. It's fine. You don't have to delete. There we go. Wow, that was the hardest thing I've done all day. So, surprisingly, we climbed up, okay? And we climbed up above this 20-day moving average on the 4 hour. A little bit surprising to me. We crossed, so Beyond's going to turn around. Where that bottom, it could be now, but the whole ribbon right here is thinning out. And I think you're going to see a reversal right around here. When the whole ribbon crosses 127.15, you should see your first strong uptick. And then at the same time as that's crossing, this is the timing I have in my head, this EMA should be setting itself in motion to cross back over. Now that's if BYND actually tastes good. The bull case, excuse me, the bear case, right? Let me give it to you really quick. It's just based off technicals. There you have it. That's what we're in right here. So we're not even really, I mean, we haven't yet to bounce or try this resistant yet. So what you're going to see is perfectly timed, just like here. See that? You're going to see this again. We're going to go test this resistance, which is actually the 50-day moving average, reject it, and then continue to see downside. That downside, so right when you get that rejection, you can enter puts, and or, because I think that Beyond is a little bit overvalued. I think that reality hasn't sucked in. It sucks. That's what I'm trying to say. Beyond sucks. Like the actual product, I would never actually eat that stuff. I did the other ones that they have. I forgot what they're called. Like not Morningstar, but I forgot what it's called. They taste actually good. Dry though. I haven't. You know what? I had their. It was like a. I don't know what it was. It was the burger version, the sausage version of breakfast sausage or something like that, and it wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't speak to me. Purple line. What you may. So check this out. We have a 50. I'll pull up my data. Oh, that's not it. Nope. There we go. Data window. So 20-day moving average, blue line 137 or 132, 50-day moving average. So look for a rejection at 152. Or actually right around 152, because if we get an uptick, check this out. You're going to get, it's literally going to look like lace, right? It's going to boom, tap, same time. We're going to uptick, push this EMA up against resistance, tap, and then we should see some downside from there. I think that we continue to see downside for Beyond. I think there's a lot of competition out there, and I know they're expanding to China and all that, and then partnership possibly with McDonald's. So upside, if we're looking at this from a bull case, we would want to see some volume come in first of all, because we're really not looking very good. See some volume come in. If we could see some volume come in and see this EMA pass. So what's going to give me an indication of whether or not we'll break resistance is if this EMA moves past resistance. A lot of times you'll see that happen rather than, because like this 200-day moving average is moving across it. I want to see the 50-day moving average move across this resistance, and then as the actual price goes up against it. So upside is going to be short term, so like daily scalps. So I mean, we could, if tomorrow, if SPY had or excuse me, if the market had a green day, then I'd say perhaps you could see a good uptick, and that would be your price target. If you were an option contract scalping, and you were looking, your price target was what I was just talking about, 141 or 142, then you would want a TP right where my cursor is, right around the 141, 140 or 141.75 level, or even 141.50 level before you get a really strong rejection. You don't ever want to hold your contracts at resistance. You want to take profit and then add to at resistance. So you want to re-enter. If they had chicken burgers, I'd eat them. Alrighty. I am going to go ahead and close up shop. I might hop back on here shortly. You guys, we are on Discord. Yes, yeah, I would say break the resistance, and then perhaps we could talk. Like me and Beyond can talk, but until then, not quite sure. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna hop off. So if any of you guys want to follow me, I'll be live trading tomorrow. That's in our Discord group, but I will be posting if you guys want to follow me on TradingView. I have that's where I post directly all of my videos. Every morning I try and do recaps, so you can check me out there. We're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, StockTwits, and hell, we're on Pinterest right now for some reason. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful night. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Pretty stoked to hit 100 subscribers in under 2 weeks, or just over a little bit, I guess. But it's pretty cool. So if you know anybody else who could needs help, or you guys have ideas for some of these future videos that I have coming up, like some educational stuff, if you have questions about these EMAs, I could probably do an EMA breakdown for you guys. So yeah, just let me know what I can do, and it was really nice interacting with all of you guys. Nice meeting you guys. My personal, I don't mind. People can follow me. My IG is Differt, Differt. My name is Garrett. I kind of started Simple Stacks Investments with me and my two partners, and we here focusing strictly and solely on education and mentorship first, because that's really what fuels the money-making process and the confidence process. Being educated gives you confidence because you know what you're doing, rather than hoping that somebody else will tell you. So being educated signal traders or takers and traders is what we're trying to do. So that's right, we're going to the moon. Good trading. If anybody has a dog named Buster, you tell them to be quiet right now. And you guys have a good night. And I actually don't know how to end this stream, so you guys are going to have to go through this awkward process with me. Nope, there it is.